I didn't know that guy. These are the years. These are the early years of the Malibu. You can see it's painted a different color, which would be gray. And we started off. The plan with the Malibu was to always have it as a street car and then make it run 9s on nitrous. I actually ran 9s on motor in 2015 or 16. These are my last few license runs. If you run in the 9s, you have to have 6 runs. 2 basically get the car off the starting line, 2 moderate, and then 2, the last 2 are in the bracket that you're getting the license for. So this is my 4th run, which has to go to about 1,000 foot to moderate run and shut it off. And then this shows the runs 4, 5, and 6. This is when I had a different set of mufflers on it. Car sounds a little different, has a solid lifter cam. That's also originally was built with this particular motor, which I later
hopefully
changed.
Hopefully 2 final passes will be in the 9.
Thank you. You can hear it come in. I have it pretty soft. I had a window switch where it came on. I think I had it at like 26, 2700 RPM. And so between that and the wide open throttle, the nitrous was activated. At this point, I'm getting frightened because I'm right on the verge of the 990. Or you can also go 135 miles an hour. I think to the 8th mile I went to 640, which is equivalent to around a 10.0 something. And the mile an hour would be like 134 if you do the transition to quarter mile. But I was getting nervous with my GoneDragRacing.com shirt on.
And you're also looking for that guy that gave you that haircut, right?
Right. And we have the older Nitrous Express system. You have the big solenoid in front there. It's a fogger, very inefficient fogger. I guess that wasn't a plug for Nitrous Express, but and it was partly my fault. I later found some lines that were leaking and whatnot. It was a spray bar system. If anybody's familiar with that, if not, it's just too bad. So right now I'm just discussing and explaining it to you who happen to be filming. What I'm going to do is I did look at the plug somewhere in here, so I put a half a degree in it, and I believe I took a little bit of fuel out of it. That's me heating the bottle. Safe.
Really?
I mean, it was, I don't know if it was a fall day or not, but it was 2009, and it was a little, you know, it wasn't, you see the sun out, it's very nice out, but it wasn't like 80, 90 degrees, so me putting the bottle into there. Also the bottle pressure, that's what I was doing. You can also change a nitrous tune-up by heating up the nitrous itself. Most tune-ups are made for 900 pounds of pressure, so I wanted to get it around 1,000, 1,050, which will lean it out, make it a little more crispy, and ultimately give it more power. And
Crispy?
Crispy, that's
Is that a guy?
that's Dad. He's asking me about the window switch, I believe. Yeah, after that run, it was. I only have a few nitrous runs in the car. It's pretty frightening. The first few nitrous runs you have in the car. This is my. Well, your laptop is at, Mr. Computer Expert.
Yeah, it's a piece of crap.
I would like a year.
I can't tell from here. It's probably early 2000s at the most.
Okay. At the most. I don't even remember where that computer came from.
Close it out.
And that I had an old. It was an MSD6
Dad says he wants to play
programmable box. And I didn't need that many functions. I can ramp the timing in, also ramp the timing in a little bit. And you got to be careful with that.
It's my old Challenger right there.
That is your old Challenger. It was a 6-cylinder Challenger, so you really shouldn't claim that.
I liked it. It's still fun. But you get a very better deal with the 8-cylinder one, so. It's a nice color, though. But, oh, I digress.
Yes.
Digress.
Ladling to the lanes. And the intake was also, I figured, still had a pretty big dart intake. Intake was too big.
Dart?
So there's a lot of things. Yeah, it's a dart. Okay. So there's a lot of things that were not refined in this motor that I did change in the next couple of years. Again, this is 2009. I only owned the car for 2 years at this point. And that big lumpy idol you hear is the white Camaro of Bobby Moran. regular 850 racer in the Moran family, good racers. All up and down the eastern seaboard. He gets Ray Whitehead there, covering his eyes. Ray Whitehead Jr. So this run, these last two runs, I have to either get into the 9s or go 135 miles an hour. And, so I made those changes. Hopefully it picked up, and we'll see what happens.
That's pretty good.
Really? You haven't watched this one 100 times over?
No.
Let's pick a winner in the 50-50.
Can I build some false suspense and putts?
I'm sorry. Did I do that? I mean, what will happen next, folks? Here we go. All right. Yeah.
Mud flaps. I really wanted to keep on the mud flaps. I dig it. I like the way in the next creation I would actually. It's the best the car looked, I think, right here.
I like mud
So here a little delay, and I believe that's probably Dave Mulcarrick taking that shot. Dave or Steve? 156 60-foot time, which is really sluggish. Still went 991. That's run number 5, 135. Quickest. That was my first 9-second run. And racers know whatever lane you're in. Look how excited I am. Whatever lane you're in, if you're in the left lane, you glance up and you actually do catch maybe the first or second digit if you're going really slow on the scoreboard. And I did see a 9, and I got excited. So I still have one run left to get my license. Apparently, we're playing the circle game that day.
Oh boy!
Or maybe I was playing the circle game that day.
So what was the difference in the first run and the second run?
It felt like night and day.
So I think from this run to the next, I didn't change much.
Actually, I'll have to write this stuff down to some video
I did this and
I made
that.
half a degree into it.
Yeah, you gotta do that every now and again. It's satisfying.
Sure, man.
It's got these 3 years into this whole thing.
Of course, man. So hey,
I
you got something
glanced
going
up
on.
the scoreboard, and I didn't see a first digit.
Yay! It worked.
That was big stuff.
There you go. It worked. Let me talk about it.
The plate in the front of the motor was made by, I believe, Tom Fell Jr. Trying to give credit all over the place here. That air filter slowed the car down. Oh, at least a tenth and a half, 2 tenths. I later found out.
You went to near a swap meet and got
Yeah,
that.
it's little things. That hood in general really slowed the car down. There's my bottle guy. Going back to heating it up again. That's the ball valve.
How many pounds?
That,
I don't know.
You look so happy.
because you have, I think, probably 12 feet of nitrous line, and you're going to waste like a half a pound every time you purge it. So I like the ball valve in the front, so I can kind of shut the ball valve off, leave the bottle open, and then use the nitrous that you would normally waste. Trying to figure out how much nitrous we just ran. And he said, "Just say, give me $20." I'm going to let him talk.
Should use like 3 pounds.
Okay, so this is run number 6 on the license test. I would have had to run the car again. So I got to go 990 something or 135 mile an hour. I did have time that week apparently to buff the wheels and the bumpers. And you see later in the video, it's a big difference. Walter Fry in the background. I went deep. I should have pulled out and staged again because that hurts the 60-foot time. You were 160-something 60-foot time, and that's usually like in the ballpark of like 12-second cars. 135 miles an hour, 10:08, so a mile an hour still got me the license. So it was just good enough.
How'd it go?
It went 135, so it works anyway. We're all good.
You all done?
Yeah, it's number 1. I went in deep, put the top light out. Number 2, it spun at least the first 100 feet.
It's my father doing
You
his
probably
part
couldn't see it
as
from your angle.
crewman.
You're on the side there. Wag a little bit, chattering the tires a little bit off.
Purging all the time, get everything out.
So why'd you want to change the color, basically?
to change it. Period. That was a factory color. I did. Looking back, because it wasn't perfect, it wasn't my own. So I want to be a little different.
Flat black is definitely
Satin.
It's been a
black.
while.
cool. Satin? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Big difference.
Really?
That's what I want to do actually last year. I didn't get a chance to, but
Let's listen to what I have to say.
thanks for filming.
It's the finish. Flat black is there. It's complete matte, and then it's levels of glossiness above that. Satin is like 50% flat, 50% glossy, something in that ballpark. I believe the mix that Bill and I chose was 20%. You can, I think it was PPG has a mix where you can kind of mess around with the colors. It's another nitrous run. Later this year, I did win an 1150 index race in 2009, but I wanted to run the 10.0 and 1150 index in the same night, which I did. I qualified number 1 in 1150 index, and I think number 3 in 10.0 index. So I basically hot lapped the car, ran it on motor, shifted very early to go 1150s, and then put the nitrous bottle on and went 10.0 something in the 10.0 index. This is you can see the skin of the hood missing. That happened, I think, earlier this day. And the car picked up a couple tenths on motor, so I knew things like that clue you as to what's going on. You don't have time to go to a wind tunnel or anything like that. This still has the bias plies on it. No drag radials yet. I think that's a 26-inch tall tire. Yeah, it's pretty small. You can see the car move around a little bit down low, but still playing around with the nitrous. See the window net up when the not running nitrous. The window net does not have to be up. Got to move towards the center line a little bit, walk back and forth. 60 foot, still not nearly where it should be. It's a 3,550 pound car. It's very heavy, tough to get going. But you didn't edit that out.
Missed that part.
Another nitrous run. And different exhaust, you hear a different tone with the car. And yeah, I believe it's still the other Nitrous Express system. I have yet to make those big motor changes. Those changes were made at the end of this year, I believe, because this is 2010, I want to say. This is with the drag radials on. I want to say couldn't be a Saturday. The guy has open headers. Running it on motor. I cut out a piece of the hood, a piece of the cowl underneath the skin, and the car still. It picked up like a tenth and a half, so you can see the wheels are not really buff this time. But always driving the car to the track.
Yeah, it's all easier. I guess you can't drive your new part to the track. It's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Plus, 1 mile a gallon.
Not in that much. So
The evolution, that's
Sure.
where it goes.
60 foot now, probably in the mid 150s, I'd say. When I ran 9s on the motor, it was, we're all done. I think 147, 148, so thanks for watching. Good zoom in.
Cool.